In the sun-baked village of Oganma, where red dust painted the roads and hunger often knocked on doors, there lived a young woman named Amara. She was only 22, yet her eyes carried the sorrow of many lifetimes. Since her mother's death 5 seasons ago, Amara's life had been full of pain. Her father, Okoro, once a kind farmer, had drowned himself in palm wine and bitterness. To make things worse, he married Ngozi, a woman whose heart was as hard as stone. Ngozi hated Amara with every breath. She made her cook, sweep, fetch firewood, toil in the field from dawn to dusk, and sometimes go to bed with an empty stomach. The villagers whispered about her suffering, but nobody dared to challenge Okoro's madness. One day, a young man named Chike came to the village from a nearby town. His clothes were torn, his sandals worn out, but his eyes were sharp like a hunter's. He had been working on Okoro's farm for 3 moons, clearing bushes and planting cassava. Yet, after all his sweat, Okoro refused to pay him. "Tomorrow, my son. Next week, when I sell my harvest," Okoro kept saying, but the promises never bore fruit. One hot afternoon, tired and angry, Chike walked to Okoro's compound. "Baba, I beg you, pay me my wages today," he pleaded. Okoro scratched his head, his eyes roaming until they landed on Amara, who was sweeping the yard with a weary face. Then he let out a cruel laugh. "You want money? Take that girl instead," he shouted, pointing at his daughter. Amara froze, her broom falling to the ground. "Papa, no. Please," she cried. "Shut your mouth." Okoro barked. "You should be grateful someone wants you." Ngozi folded her arms and sneered. "Good riddance. One less mouth to feed." Chike's heart sank as he looked at Amara, broken yet glowing with quiet strength. After long silence, he said softly, "I will take her." And so, with tears streaming down her cheeks, Amara packed a few belongings into a black plastic bag. No one embraced her. No one prayed for her. Only her little half-brother, Obi, stood behind the house, crying as he waved goodbye. The journey to the town was long. The bus rattled over dusty roads and through strange villages. Amara stared out the window, her mind torn. She had left the only home she knew, though it was filled with pain. In her heart, she whispered prayer. "Great Spirit, do not let this man treat me like my father. Please give me peace." Chike said little during the trip. He stared ahead, deep in thought, but now and then he glanced at her with pity. She looked small, like someone carrying the weight of the world. At last, they reached the town. Bright lights, rushing people, noisy cars. Everything overwhelmed Amara. She clutched her bag tightly. They entered a quiet street, flowers blooming along the path, and stopped at a tall black gate. Behind it stood a wide compound, neat and clean. The main house shone white like a palace, with flowers and even a fountain by the corner. But Chike led Amara to a smaller house behind. 1 bedroom, a sitting room, a tiny kitchen. "This is where I live," he said with a smile. "I just found work here as a night guard. The madam of the house is kind. She lets me stay here for free." Amara looked around. Though small, it was peaceful. The roof did not leak. The bed had clean sheets. Compared to the kitchen floor she once slept on, it was paradise. For the first time in years, she smiled faintly. "If this is my destiny," she whispered, "then so be it." 2 mornings later, Amara woke to the smell of food. She stepped into the kitchen and saw Chike frying eggs. "Good morning," she said shyly. He turned with a grin. "Morning, Amara. Did you sleep well?" "Yes, like a baby," she replied, smiling for real this time. After breakfast, Chike told her, "Get dressed. I want you to meet someone." They walked to the main house. At the door stood an elegant woman in her 50s, with kind eyes. "Good morning, Ma," Chike greeted. "Good morning. And who is this beautiful young woman?" she asked warmly. "This is Amara, my wife," Chike replied firmly. The woman, Madame Ebel, smiled and held Amara's hand. "So, you are the wife he spoke of. You are welcome, my dear. My home is your home. Call me Mama Ebel." Amara's heart softened. For the first time, someone looked at her with genuine kindness. As days turned into weeks, peace slowly returned to Amara's life. She laughed more, cooked new recipes, and even dreamed again. One afternoon, Mama Ebel called her aside. My cook has traveled abroad. I need someone trustworthy, and I have been watching you. You are humble and hardworking. I want you to be my new cook. Amara's eyes widened with tears. Mama, thank you. May the ancestors bless you. I won't fail you. Then, with trembling hands, she confessed, I have always dreamed of returning to school. I want to become a doctor one day. Mama Ebel hugged her tightly. That is a noble dream, my daughter, and you shall achieve it. But peace does not last long in every story. One day, Mama Ebel's only son, Kenechukwu, returned home. Tall, handsome, and arrogant, he entered the kitchen where Amara was cooking. So you are the new cook? My mother praised you, but she didn't tell me you were this beautiful. Amara lowered her gaze. Good afternoon, sir. Don't call me sir, Kenechukwu said with a sly smile. Call me Keen. Day after day he returned, dropping sweet but poisonous words. One afternoon, he cornered her. Leave that poor watchman. I will change your life. I will send you to school abroad, London, Canada, anywhere. I'll buy you clothes, phones, everything you want. Just say yes to me. Amara's voice was calm but firm. Sir, I am not interested. I respect my marriage and my dreams. My husband may be poor today, but I believe one day the Creator will lift him up. I would rather walk with him in truth than dance in falsehood with you. Kenechukwu laughed bitterly. You'll regret this. Amara lifted her chin. If standing by the man who stood by me is regret, then I'll regret it proudly. That night, she told Chike everything. His fists clenched, but when he saw her faith in him, his heart melted. You stood by me when no one else did. Now I will stand by you forever, he vowed. But when Kenechukwu refused to stop, Amara went straight to Mama Ebel. With courage, she spoke the truth. To her shock, Mama Ebel said, My dear, think of the opportunity. My son can give you the world. Even your husband will benefit if you agree. Amara's eyes filled with tears, but her voice did not shake. Mama, with all respect, I am not that kind of woman. I did not marry Chike for money. When the world rejected me, he gave me dignity. I will never betray him. If your son does not stop, we will leave this house. She walked out with her head high. When she reached their small room, something caught her eye. Bundles of money stacked on the table. Shocked, she turned to Chike. My love, what is this? Chike smiled gently. I have been saving little by little to start a business. But today, when I saw how you rejected riches for love, I realized you deserve better. Use this money for your education. Amara shook her head. No, Chike, this is your dream. You worked for it. Let us use it to start a small shop together. When it grows, I will return to school. We will build step by step. Chike's eyes filled with tears. Amara, you are not only beautiful. You are wise. You are the answer to my prayers. They embraced, their love shining brighter than gold. But the story still had one hidden truth. One evening, Chike confessed, Amara, forgive me. I lied. Mama Ebel is not just my boss. She is my mother. And Kenechukwu is my younger brother. I wanted to see if you would love me for myself, not for wealth. Amara gasped, then laughed through her tears. Ah, Chike, you tricked me. Now you owe me a mansion and a car for lying. He laughed too. Done, my queen. Done. And true to his word, years later, Amara stood tall in a white coat, graduating as a doctor. Chike, no longer the poor watchman but a man of great wealth, cheered the loudest. They moved into a grand mansion with golden gates. On that day, Amara revealed she was with child. Chike lifted her high, praising the heavens for blessing him with both a queen and a future. From the dusty paths of Oganma to the golden gates of her new life, Amara's story was proof that love, respect, and faith can lift even the lowest heart into glory. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take from Amara's journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another tale. Until next time, stay blessed